You ready? Let's go. 2-minute daily devo for Wednesday, March 30th. I'm in the New International Version today, and our verse of the day comes from the book of Psalms, chapter 68. I want to give you a little context here before we get to our verse of the day. This is another psalm that was written by David. And as we've talked about before, David at heart was a worshiper. You know, David started out playing his harp and writing songs as he was, tending to the sheep, and he would just talk about how great God is. David went on to be a warrior and obviously defeated Goliath and did many, fought many battles and won many victories. But at heart, David was a worshiper. And this is another example of a song that he wrote to glorify and talk about how great our God is. He starts out giving us one characteristic of our God. He says this: "May God arise and his enemies be scattered. May his foes flee before him. May you blow them away like smoke as wax melts before fire." So obviously he's laying out here that our God is a mighty warrior. That, David had seen firsthand that this characteristic of God, that as David went out to fight these battles of the enemy that was trying to come against God's people, that God would go out before him and would help him defeat the enemy. So he had seen this warrior side of God. But then in verse 5, in our verse of the day, and as you continue on down through the psalm, he gives us another aspect, on the other hand, of who God is, another characteristic of God. He says this in verse 5, our verse of the day: "A father to the fatherless, a defender of widows is God in his holy dwelling." You see, our God can be a warrior, but he also can be that one that will comfort in your time of need. There isn't anything quite as sad as an orphan or a child that loses their parents, right? That they feel hopeless. They have no one to watch over them. Their future is in doubt. But God is that God that wants to be there. Or how about a widow? There's nothing, nothing quite as sad as a widow, someone that loses her husband, that has lost her protector, her defender, her provider. Well, God wants to be there for her as well. That's the type of God that we have. So my encouragement for you today is this: whatever you need God to be, if you need that warrior right now, that you're fighting a battle and you need God to go out and defeat that enemy for you, God can do that. But if you need a defender, if you need someone to be there for you because you've experienced loss in your life, our God is that as well. That's the thing with our God. He is everything to everyone in their time of need. And just like David did, he deserves to be celebrated. He deserves to be worshiped. He deserves to be thanked for all that he's done and all that he is in our lives. And I encourage you in that today. All right? That's it, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.